Hello? I'm here. Wow. Alright. So a few things I need to do really quickly in terms of development. I'm also getting a little nervous. It feels like my computer's about to crash. Maybe not. I also have some snacks. So I'll try my best not to eat into the mic, but no promises. So what was this? Flatpak file picker. Okay. So looking for GD native runtime loader. Which is something a lot of people don't realize you can do. Okay. Let's do this. I'm just going to take this library and pack it basically. Runtime loader. So it's loadable via the GD native runtime loader, which is something I wrote. So let's see. So it's called Flatpak file picker. I believe that's what it's called. What is it called in the TOML? Oh, just file picker. All right, we'll call it file picker, I guess. And then here, example. Yeah, I think that's all you need. Yeah. So I just need to have a config ini, my favorite kind of config file. Yeah, and then you just kind of slap it in there. Or actually, how does VPupper handle this? I don't remember. Because I remember there's actually something somewhat special I need to do for these things. Extension manager. GD native resource. I don't think I have any GD native resources. That's kind of a pain. One sec, I'm going to turn on a fan. Always forget to do this. Duck go stretch. So general. So we're looking for what are the section keys again? It should be there's type entry points. Well, in the general section we do need to have name. Guess we'll just call it file picker. Lowercase. Was there even a README on the file picker thing? There isn't. Alright, rename this. We'll call it flat. Okay, I don't remember. Oh, it's right here. One word, Flatpak. Flatpak file picker. So we'll call this. How do you spell Flatpak? Is Flatpak 2 words or 1 word? Flatpak. Sure, 1 word. Gotcha. No translation key needed, so we'll just have it there. And then we'll just call this section file picker, and then that will be the extension. Now the hard part is figuring out the actual API to use. So like file picker, yeah. And then the type. Now that's going to be kind of tough. We could just call it like it's a plugin, and then just have more overrides. Entry points. Let me think. How did I do entry points for this? So GD native for sure. So like GD native equals true. You can also just do like that. How did I do this? Is native. Get value. See, get value. Oh, actually, I can just pass like an actual Boolean here. It's a bit weird. So there's the thing. I feel like this is kind of jank. I'm pretty sure this is pretty jank. Process folder. How does this work? Process folder. That might actually be a... No, it's here. Okay, so we need to point it at the folder. And then this expects that the folder... Resource entry points. Resource entry points. That shouldn't be a problem. I gotta think. I feel like the extension stuff, after having gone through this once, I have a better idea of how I want this to be structured. I think I still want this to be structured as an INI file. It just makes more sense in my opinion, but can be a bit tough. So it's a section name and then the entry points. Yes. So the entry points is going to be called native directory. Load GD native resource. Well, I think that's fine actually. Just put file picker as the directory. Stick another config ini file in that. Refer to this for how to structure one of these. Examples, plugins, pinger. There's your config ini. General. None of these are really needed, but it's nice to have at the very least. Doesn't make a ton of difference. Actually, I'm pretty sure like this will still load even if you don't have any of these here. So Windows 64. I believe this is libfilepicker.dll. Or this might actually just be called file picker DLL, right? So what is it? Yeah, it's just file picker DLL, but on Linux is lib file picker DLL. Or I think it's actually called X11 DLL. Isn't that what it's called internally by Godot? Yeah, it is called X11, not Linux. And then this is by default called libfilepicker.so. Although this might fail to load in. Although perhaps it doesn't make a difference. Maybe I already accounted for this in GD native runtime loader. Right, and then we just need to define the rest of the classes. So there is portal dialog. Yep, that's the one class. Nope, not the impl, of course. We just want this. The name. Was considering maybe I'll just do like classes, right? But then it's hard to define an array in INI. INI is like key value. And so if a section doesn't have any keys or any key value pairs, it's just not considered to be a real section, which is a bit weird. So GD native. What else do we need? Translation key. Nope, we have everything we need. There's no translation key needed because this relies on something. This relies on the native file dialogs, which is why the library that this is using is called RFD, Rusty File Dialog. So we'll go ahead and pull. It'll update me. This is all more or less the same stuff. Do need to rename this. I'm seeing now that I fat fingered the name. Flatpak file picker, that's fine. Then we will git status, git checkout branch. Feature VPupper extension. Push U origin. There we go. Go to here, file a pull request. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Hold on. Feature. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it just didn't show up. Oh, sorry. I forgot to add the directory. I think I just did a git commit all, right? Yeah. Now we can find it. Oh, I didn't even commit anything. I'm dumb. Okay. Add scaffold for VPupper extension. Push this here. Flatpak file picker. I'll pull request it for now as a draft. And then afterwards, it'll just need to be like properly packed into itself. And then you know what? I think what I'm gonna do here is git checkout master. Right, and then we can change this. Why is this kind of weird? Yeah, this should be Godot, not exports, but whatever. So we can change this syntax to like get file name or get file and then read file. So like get file, This is get file now. I think that makes sense. And then we have function read file. Read file to bytes. Yeah. That makes sense to me. I've just completely forgotten how to type apparently. And so this will give back a... All right, now this is something I don't remember, is if in Godot, are you allowed to read back like vex? Do vex automatically coerce into a Godot array or no? I don't remember. Pool array. I think U8. I think that's valid. So then we'll do export it. Really should be a Godot. So we'll need to update whenever 10.1 or 0.10.1 for Godot Rust whenever that drops. But this will do more or less the same thing. Just let dialog equal RFD. New, and then there's a add filter. Should really be like just a file, but we'll call it 3D model file for now. Const file picker name. I feel like that shouldn't actually be a constant. We should, well, for now, we'll make it a constant. Well, we'll think about it. So we can do add filter. Name of the filter will be displayed on supported. Okay, so we'll do like filter name, which is some sort of Godot string. And then also some sort of array that we can then coerce into a reference to references of strings. So we'll call this I'm thinking filter extensions. This needs to be an array. I think we can probably just do this as a pool array again of Godot string. Something like that. So that is still technically valid. This is no longer valid. And actually, we can do like create dialog, create picker, create file, can't type. So doesn't really need a reference to itself, but that's fine. Actually, because it doesn't need a reference to itself, we can just do this. Create file dialog. So this will take in a filter name, some sort of string, I guess, and then filter extensions, which is this is a reference of slice to reference of slice. One of these, and then that will give you, add filter gives you back a file dialog. RFD file dialog, file dialog. What? I guess that's fine. So RFT. New add filter. I suppose that doesn't make any difference whatsoever, huh? Extensions, pool array. So these will come to me as Godot strings, for sure. Hold on. Hit me with a to-do. Very familiar with this. Alright, let's see if Rust is smart enough to coerce this for me. It's not. Try using a conversion method. That makes sense. So there is your string, and then this. I'm pretty sure this has like a to slice as maybe into, I don't know. Is there a conversion? Probably not. Yeah. Oh, it's using Glam now. That's cool. Okay. So what do we got? There's into, but it doesn't give me the correct thing. I thought there was slice, but maybe we can just use to_vec, right? And then we need to. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There's something I'm thinking about. I've done this before. Don't drop. Don't extend. Don't insert. What is it called? Hold on. For a real-time lip sync. Lip sync. I do need to pass in arrays. Job message. That's your stream. And then that gets converted in the back end. So job. Stream read iter. Hey. Read. And a slice. Okay, well, maybe that'll work. Maybe not. We're still thinking. Okay, it's pretty close. As slice. So I just need to convert whatever is inside of it now to a whatever I actually need. So maybe I should just iter. And then I don't remember. What is the syntax for this? Map. Map. To string, something like that. And then we want to collect it. Collect into? That might work. No, that's not how that works. Maybe it's just collect. What does this give me? Oh, sorry. So there you have your X and your Y. But they are some sort of value. Don't these iter into, or no, a value of type this cannot be required by a bound in, okay, hold on. So if we iter, what does this give me? I wish I knew. Maybe this is fine. Maybe we can just make this Godot string, and I know how to unpack it. I know there's a shorthand for it. I just don't remember what it's supposed to be. So I can get this as a slice of Godot string. That's fine, which means that to vec as slice, which means this is wrong, right? So then filter name, that's a Godot string or toString, something like that. Or doesn't Godot string automatically kind of dereference down, or no? Sure. toString, and then just immediately toString it again. It's beautiful. Yeah, or as string, sorry. All right, this one, I swear I know how to do this. I swear I know how to do this. I know there's a way to do it. I just can't think of it right now. All right, so this is slightly unoptimal. Oh, sorry. That's not how that works. So for I and filter extensions, I can figure it out later. Sorry, read iter. So this should give me something. No? I mean, am I not allowed to read? Oh, okay. I think we can just iter it, right? Yeah. So what is this? This is unknown. Fantastic. It's a Godot string. Yeah. Man, hoping you're having a good day. I'm having an alright day. Could be better, could be worse. How are you? Or actually, could just do it like this, right? Pool array. Then we can take a reference of these, which means then we can read it and then iter over the results. Yeah. He's beginning to believe. Probably. Okay. It's been a little bit since I've had to write any Rust. Let me see. Temporary value dropped while borrowed. That makes sense. Extension does not live long enough. That's right. ToString, and I guess we just need to clone it. Maybe? Possibly. That's so gross. Oh, actually, I clone. Then we don't clone it here. What are you working on here? So I'm doing some general cleanup. So there's a few things that I need to do. One of them is for this Flatpak file picker thing, contributed by the, I guess the main maintainer of the Flatpak for Virtual Puppet project. So Flatpaks, you have to give them explicit permission to access things. And then of course, you should never give something more access than it needs, which includes file system access. But for Flatpaks, there's a special way of granting things file system access without having to do it at like the Flatpak level. You can do it at the application level, and that's by using an XDG desktop portal. And so this is what this is supposed to wrap. It's written in Rust. Can be bundled as a runtime extension because of a few libraries I've written. But it's been a few months since I've really written Rust, and I'm struggling with the syntax. I'm very familiar. Hold on. I know there's a way to do this all in one go, right? So I'm pretty sure what you can do is filter extensions. I don't even need this part. Yeah, but I am enhancing it because right now all it does is it gives you the file name, which is kind of jank. What would be better is if it gives you the file name and then reads it in as bytes, and then we can just load it like that. Or at least it makes a bit more sense to me, right? As opposed to passing around strings, which is kind of unoptimal. All right, so we'll want to read iter map. See, that's the thing though. I don't quite understand what we're mapping here. So if I iterate over this, I guess we can drop the first value. And what is I? I is probably some sort of string, right? ToString as string, and then collect it. No. Right. Collect. Hold on. Closure is expected to take one argument, but takes two. That's fine. And then value of type reference of a slice of references to concrete string types cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type. And string trait is not required by a bound. Value of type reference to a slice of references to strings. Cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type. Okay, well, we'll just do the standard programmer thing. Google the error. Collection of type string cannot be built over this thing, which is Rust. Into iter. Should it be an into iter? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, do I need to specify the collection type? Is that why? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. That would make sense from a Rust perspective. Nope. Okay. From iterator and string is not defined because you cannot coerce it. Iterator collect issue with value of type vector of strings cannot be built from this thing. So your iterator over references, you need a consuming iterator which owns its values. You can use insert iterator. Flat map. So insert iter consumes it. I know that. That's fine. Hold on, I can do this. I can do this. Which calls that closure on each element. No, that's exactly what I want. This is exactly what you want. All right, maybe we can just take it out. That gives you a string of string. The trait from iterator reference string is not implemented for reference to a slice of reference strings. Okay, well. Wouldn't that just, this is still not right, okay. Pictured local duck is very confused by programming. I don't know. What does Rust Analyzer think this will give me? Nothing. It's a pool array of... What is this? Oh, this doesn't even compile. Okay. Well, that's good. Oh, that's actually pretty close then. So this is a reference to a slice of reference strings. And then... trait from iterator string is not implemented for it. Do I need to flat map it? Or am I just not allowed to do this? Or is it because it needs to be sized and you're just not allowed to do that at runtime? Yeah, it's possible. I'm just not allowed to do that. I could specify that this is a vec of these things, which is slightly more correct, and then I can get this as a slice. As slice. Yeah, it could be. That's weird. So then there we go. Oh. Is that fine? There's only one way to find out if it actually works, and that's to actually call it and see if it explodes my favorites. Let's see, look at that. I totally figured it out. It just took me a little bit. Just have to think about it a little bit. Pick file. Yeah. Look at that. And that makes it configurable, so I'm allowed to, at runtime, decide what to even call the filter, and then also dynamically change the filter. Although I'm not sure what you're supposed to do if you just want to unfilter. Maybe you just pass star and then it just works. Something like that. Pick file. So I still have an error up here. Oh, I possibly have other errors, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. As slice. Okay. We're getting there. Cannot return reference to temporary value. Returns a reference data owned by current function. ToString. So we can clone it. But then it gets dropped too early. That's right. Cannot return reference to temporary value. Returns a reference to data owned. Temporary value created here at line 45. That's right. Am I allowed to dereference it? Or maybe what I can do is this. Text to string. That's a string. Something like that, right? No. Really? To string. I know there's a way to do this. Cannot return reference to local variable text. Returns a reference to data owned by the current function. Like, I know exactly what I need to do. I know what I need to do. The only question is, how do I trick the compiler into letting me do this? Brain. Gears are turning. Don't really need to clone it, honestly. I don't think the clone is actually necessary. What we could do is just grab all these, huh? Or, hold on. Copy this. Give it a copy. And just replace this and just insert the filter there. Alright, so cannot return a reference to a temporary value. Returns a reference to data owned by the current function. Yeah, I know. I know. You can clone it, but it is still technically temporary. You can clone it here. No, okay. I would really rather not hard code it though. Maybe that's just not possible. Maybe that's just not possible. Cannot return reference to temporary value. Returns a reference to data owned by the current function. I don't know. Let's Google it. Like, I know why, but is there a workaround? It's a reference to a value rather than a value itself. Create as values. Turn an own value. Okay, yeah. Yeah. ToString. Didn't think so. Cannot return reference to temporary value. I know what I want. It's a reference to a value rather than a value itself, which needs to exist somewhere. Yeah. Because you create the value, it's a reference to within the function. When the function returns, the value the reference points to is no longer exists. That's right. Instead, you can return an owned value. Yes. But then how do I create an owned value? Clearly, as ref is not going to cut it. Clone. Right. And then this gives you a string. A string. But then how do I turn the vector of string objects to a vector of other things? I know what I'm asking for. to as. Is there no other things I can make this? Yeah. Consider borrowing here? No way. Really? Okay, then we still have the problem. Like, we could clone it, sure, but like it still doesn't solve my problem though. String to, how do I do like just a very basic string to, so Rust string to reference string, yes. And then I just need to hold on to it for a little bit. You can't get a static string, I know that. Probably don't want to explicitly re-borrow it. Seems a bit suspect. Could do this. No, you can't do that. Leaking the memory of the string, which you don't want to do. Convert a string to a reference str. As string, yes. Owned by. As slice. Cannot return function. I know. ToString gives you a string. Try to let it live a little bit longer. Temporary value is freed at the end of this statement 50. This is true. So that's what I was trying to do this. That you would think would work. But then it's just this part. Cannot return reference to local variable text, which I know goes away. Yeah. Is there really no way to pass in like just a regular string and pass around the data? That's what's boggling my mind. Rust RFD. Rustify a dialog. No. Let me see. Repository. Add filter. See, this even like turns it into just string objects afterwards. I feel dumb. Feeling pretty dumb right now. Godot string. There's a way to do this. I'm willing to sit here and bang my head against the wall. Because really, today is just a lot of code cleanup anyways. So this is a Godot string, a reference to a Godot string, which means that you get 2 owned. Probably not. What else do we have? Clone in, is that clone into? Clone into? I don't think so. Yeah, no. What do we got? See escape, nope. Find is valid, land, no. New reference, no. Substring, absolutely not. 2 owns? Creates own data from borrowed data, usually by cloning, sure. And then you collect that. Prelude Godot string. But then it doesn't live long enough, but we're copying it anyways. Yeah, and then if you do add string here, then it blows up. I'm sure there must be a way to do this. Right. So here, not possible, right? Because this just gives you a vector of strings. And then here, found reference. Hold on, Rust string to string, sure. Or vec string to whatever the heck this is. I can do that as well. Doesn't this leak? Wasn't this the leaky thingy? Yeah, doesn't this leak? Or no? I'm just boggled. Hold on. We're still here. Do need to read it, but that doesn't matter. Into iter, it doesn't matter. We could iter, we could into iter. It's a Godot string. And then they're just doing, well, doesn't matter, right? To string gives me the string and then as string, which is also valid. And then that leaves me with an iterator, and then we can collect it, right? And then this breaks because into iter, it's a reference. Okay, whatever. So this is a pool array collect. Still wrong. Hold on. To do me. Okay. So this gives me a vec. We'll let you figure out what it should be. I don't remember. Oh, you know, well, no, because we still run into this problem here, which is, do I need to copy this? Should I like clone it beforehand? No, because it doesn't create a ownership. It still doesn't create ownership. Yeah. Unless I copy it twice, which is garbage. You don't want to do that. Yeah, so then that gives you a vec of strings, and then you can do rusty file dialog, new, add filter. Extensions, iter, map. Something like that, right? No? From iterator is not implemented from, really? I'm losing my mind. We can consume it, or maybe just not consume it like that. Nope. How have I found and collect? That doesn't feel great. I know there's a way to do it, but because it requires a hard-coded value, there's no way around it, unfortunately. So that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. See if I care. I mean, I do care, but... that's fine. So filter name. All of this garbage we don't need anymore because... I'm sure like adding a patch or whatever would be nice. I guess not everybody uses or even needs the ability to define multiple things like that. Takes a slice of random 3D models. See, the problem with this, because I can't... is because if there are other formats... Actually, what if you just don't pass in anything? What does this say if you don't pass in any filter? Or will this work if you just don't add any filter whatsoever? Actually, what if you just don't add a filter at all? Yeah, just let you pick whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. I was totally overthinking this. Yeah, just don't add a filter. Who needs filters? Filters are for nerds. Oop. Got confused. All right, so we still have a bunch of errors. That's fine. Get rid of this. I think there's still a problem somewhere. I'm confused as to what my problem is, so we'll just reload the window and hope it goes away. It's indexing, so it'll eventually tell me if there's a problem or not. Seems to be fine. All right, so this gives you one of these. Pick file, implement. Isn't there a... Oh, I can get a file handle. That's what it's called. So here, we can then do RFD file handle wrap dialog, which gives you a path buffer. Well, this just unwraps it. That's actually kind of bad, right? What this should actually do is match. Hold on. Comment this out just so it's not freaking me out. This gives you an option. You don't want to unwrap. Right, blind unwrap is bad because that causes panics. What you should do is probably just match whatever this is. And then if there is some path buffer, then we'll do whatever this was. Ooh. Path. There we go, and then none. Just give you back Godot string new, which should be just an empty string. Yeah. This one, we'll do the same thing where we'll just match against it, or we don't need to match, right? So like if dialog is none, hold on. Oh, that's why it's not giving me code completion, because there's an error. So if dialog is none, then we'll just pass along an empty pool string array, I guess. And then where pool array of U8's basically going to be an empty whatever. What is this? GD native core struct. Yeah, okay. So pool array new. Am I not allowed to do this? Don't you have to, am I misunderstanding how that works? Something I've noticed about this keyboard is that it's, I feel like the N key rollover is kind of bad. Or maybe it's just not as snappy as I'm used to. Is that how that works? Huh. Weird. See, that's what I thought was the correct syntax, but maybe this is fine. Or maybe like Godot can just figure it out. Or not Godot, Rust can just figure it out. That's fine. Dialog unwrap. Well, because this will be RFD file handle. Wrap. Something like this. And then read. It gives me an unknown though. Yeah? Future output. Oh, this is an async? Oh, it is async. That's why you can't do it like that, huh? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And I believe in Godot Rust, if you want async support, it's a little scuffed. Let me see. Async with Tokyo. Yeah, features async if you want it. It's kind of a pain. All right, that's fine. I didn't realize that that function was async. It makes this kind of tough. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Just wasted a bit of time doing absolutely nothing at all. Alright, so this is the final thing. Do you see this though? Missing lifetime identity. Eh? Really? Is it in the new version of Godot Rust you need to have a lifetime identifier? Let me see. So this is the latest. So I'm assuming. Oh, you know what? I guess in the new whatever, you don't even need to pass in the owner like that. Yeah, okay, cool. How fancy. Hit it with a cargo build release. Should be fine. Output file name collision. Really? That's fine. Little bit of file name collision never hurt anybody. I mean, it does, but in this case, it doesn't make a huge difference. Okay. All right, and it will become a hard error later on, but that's fine. Compiling them separately. That's also fine. Git check out branch. Refactor, handle. Handle none. Rename function to get file actually handle option instead of blind unwrap. Sorry. There we go. We'll just push that. That's fine. It's good enough. Go here. Flatpak file picker. We'll also pull request this one. I think this one will just pull request. That's fine. Then we can get rid of this. We'll go on to the other cleanup activities. So virtual puppet projects. Let me see. There's another thing I need to look at. I do need to set up actual CI for the Godot builds. I gotta think. Is there a way to trigger or have a GitHub action that's like manual trigger only? I mean, honestly, probably should just Google that, huh? So GitHub action manual trigger only. Yeah. Manually running a workflow. Yeah, okay. But like, what does it look like? But what does it look like though? What does it look like? When a workflow is configured to run on the workflow dispatch events. Sure, events that trigger workflows. Sure. To manually trigger a workflow, use the workflow dispatch event. You can manually trigger a workflow run by using the GitHub API CLI or browser interface. So on workflow dispatch. Okay, I think that works for me. Yeah, get it, because the workflow. Okay. So actually, we will. Let me actually. Yeah, we can just go here, code, git, we'll clone it, git clone, just so I have two separate builds of Godot that aren't like linked with each other. Or actually, I feel like vpupper build should just be tagged to 3.5, yeah. Or just tagged to whatever the current. Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever vpupper is currently using, right? So it used to be tagged to 3.4.4. Now it's tagged to 3.5 with a little bit of pain in refactoring stuff. We'll figure it out. Can't be that hard, right? Actually, because of that, I should probably stop this, yeah. Now I'm just taking up valuable disk space for no reason. Yeah, that was my bad. Oh, sorry. RMRF, Godot. Say goodbye. Yeah, okay. We'll create a new project that's just called like Godot builds, I guess. So Godot builds. Make a new repo. I'll clone it here. Git clone. It's an empty repository, that's right. Open dev virtual puppet project. I really should pin this to quick access since now I have a lot of things relying on this. All right, so Godot builds. Collect. Or open, sorry. So GitHub. I know that GitHub isn't the most popular thing in the open source community, but yeah, it's not so bad. They do have a lot of nice things. All right, so workflows. So that's what that workflow looks like. What is this workflow? I'm going to move this up here. So now I have no idea what I'm even running anymore, or what my stream setup looks like anymore. So Windows builds. What does the vpupper stuff look like? The vpupper, the current stuff is borked because the build of Windows that's being used is no longer valid. Let me see. So GitHub workflows. I guess we'll just call this, I don't know, we'll probably just copy whatever Godot is doing, something like that. So Windows builds. Builds YAML. There is a YAML plugin, but I also know that it completely borks your editor. Very annoying. So name is... What's your problem? Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. It has actual syntax highlighting for things that don't really have syntax attached to them. On workflow dispatch. What is your problem? Missing property jobs. Okay. So what's the difference between this and this? What does this jobs thing correspond to? I look here. So Windows builds. There's actually two types of Windows builds, which is a bit weird. What's the difference? Heh. What's the difference? And where does the Matrix name come from? But build Windows, yeah. I mean, that's the job name. Runs on. Build Windows runs on. Gonna give me anything or no? Okay, I gotta do this myself. Okay. I don't know what name even means though. Strategy fail fast, I have no idea. What are these? Oh. Actually, I still don't really know what matrix corresponds to. What variable is matrix? Is that in the GitHub documentation? That's something I really do need to look up. Familiarize myself with more. Where is matrix? Learn GitHub actions. That's probably a good one. Essential features, sure. Expressions, sure. Workflow billings and limits. That's also a very important one. Oh, you can actually have Mac OS jobs? Yo, that's pretty sick. I did not know that. I'm gonna refill my drink. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. Okay. So actions. Finding and customizing actions. Can't you just, why do you have to use a custom action? What's the difference between this action and the other actions? Build Godot, blah, blah, targets, runs, using composite, don't really know what that means. Sconce, build, shell, sh, sconce, flags. ls, look at everything in the bin. Is there an easier one? Is there an easier one? Or is there one that's just basically a shell script? That would be pretty ideal. I mean, upload artifact is probably a good one, for sure. So do you have upload artifact in your actions? You do. Okay. feel like there should be other ones, right? So like build Godot GitHub action. Godot CI. And there's also just actions? No, that's not what you want. Godot CI. Oh no, my eyes. Docker image to exports. Nope, I don't want to export. No, this is absolutely not what I want. You have to compile Godot. You see this excellent repository by Calino for automating Godot builds, but this is not exactly what you want. This has all the wrong pipelines as well. Yeah, this is an Azure pipeline. I'm not using Azure, but this will probably be okay. Maybe. Yeah, I don't need to export. I don't need to export. That's tough, man. How does Gut do it? I know Gut mostly just runs via... Gut mostly just runs via... via something. What does it run via? Godot tester. Hold on. My repositories. Godot tester. Okay. Tester.yaml. This is in workflows. Okay. I guess we can just do it normally. On push. On workflow dispatch. Just to make it fancy. Jobs, build Windows, and then we can just, yeah, that's fine. So build Windows and then build Linux runs on. I have no idea. This should be fine. I actually have it set up at work so that all YAML files, I was going to say Ansible files, but no. I mean, we really only use YAML for Ansible playbooks or roles or what have you. Sometimes some OpenStack or OpenShift configuration, but most of the time it's Ansible. And so everything is, all strings are required to be enclosed in brackets. All right, so Ubuntu I know works. Since we're building it, we want to build on the oldest version of Ubuntu possible, which I guess is just 1804. Huh. Huh? Okay. Runs on this steps. Uses actions check out at version 2. Why not? We do need to check some stuff out. Or how do I define just an entry point? I know that there's a Docker file that I can possibly finagle into working. But how does this run? That's what I'm curious about. Or maybe this isn't how it works at all? How does VPupper work? Oh, my eyes. My eyes. Okay. VPupper. Alright, so checkout just checks out the current repository. So I probably don't want to do that, huh? Let's do steps, name, checkout, Godot. So actions checkout. How do I check out just this another repository? Or not Godot. GitHub, actions, checkout, another repository. Yeah. Is that possible? Uses actions checkout. At master? What do you mean at master? Hold on. Shouldn't this be actions checkout? What's the difference between... There's V3. I don't know. What's the difference? We'll just use actions checkout at V3, I suppose. Don't usually want to tag at master. That's not very good. Okay, usage. With. Okay. Uses, blah, blah. With. What do you got? Branch tag or SHA to check out. Okay. You know what? That's not so bad. Repository. Repository name with owner. Yeah, okay. So this should be Godot engine Godot. Because we're trying to base everything off of... We're trying to be as generic as possible. We're learning. Oh, baby. Branch, tag, or SHA to check out. 3.5. Path. Relative path under GitHub workspace to place the repository. That's right. I wonder if it's... Is it... Can I define like an inventory? Because these are all the same variables. Like these are going to be the same for both Windows and Ubuntu. Or actually, how do I define a specific build of Windows? Windows 2019. It doesn't matter really, but Windows 2000. I think on Windows actually you want to. No, we'll try to use Windows 2019 for now. I was gonna say you want to use as old of a version of Windows as possible, but I think Windows is just known for having backwards compatibility, right? So path. We'll put this under Godot. Why not? LFS. Nope. So no submodules. Nope. Yeah, we're just using V3 tags. V3. Okay, actions checkout V3. I feel like I always see people use actions checkout at V2, and I'm pretty sure it's just because everyone just copies from other people's. When we check out Godot, we need to check out the build scripts as well. Maybe just Godot module applier. Virtual Puppet project. Godot module applier. Seems pretty good. We'll just use the default branch, but for now we can do ref senpai, the greatest reference, at path. Yeah, There must be a way to define variables, right? Environment variables, sure. I mean, this is a workflow. About workflow, struggling a workflow. Can I... How do... Godot workflow... Not Godot workflow. GitHub workflow. Pass variables between jobs. Sure. Sharing variables between jobs and GitHub actions. How about this one? Define workflow level environment variables between jobs. Yes. I like to define and set environment variables between jobs inside my GitHub actions workflow. The workflow below is what I've tried, but unfortunately, the environment variable get pr sha short and end-to-end get pr sha is not working. Is it possible? Yes. You can reference a workflow's environment variables with env variable name, not The latter is bash syntax, but these are not shell environment variables. They're workflow environment variables. To reference, how do I define one though? If you want to use... Oh, okay. So you can define an env variable like this. Okay. I gotcha. Env. So these are just kind of available, I suppose. So probably call this like, oh no. What the heck did I press? Godot repo. So Godot and engine Godot. Godot tag, because it's always going to be a tag, right? We'll do modulo applier, or we'll just call it applier repo, right? Applier. One of these. Applier. Well, ref, whatever. Right, senpai. Call this Godot ref. It looks like you just insert them using bash syntax, but it's not actually bash syntax. So which is kind of weird actually if you think about it, because this is YAML, so it should be using like Jinja 2 templating. Or that's not true. Wait a minute, that's not true. What am I talking about? It's only in YAML. Or not in YAML, only in Ansible that you can reliably rely on the fact that it's going to be Jinja 2. God, I hate Jinja 2 templating. Like, I know why. I've had the same idea in my own projects. Okay. Actually, why am I doing it like this? Oh yeah, I'm doing it like this because I would be just duplicating this, but I don't know. Whatever. Check out Godot. I suppose like these don't even need to have names, right? That's fine. Anyways, Linux first. Linux first. Don't think too hard about it. This one I think is still valid. VPupper Godot modules. So then we can pull this. I'll need to update it so that it's, whenever it pulls the Godot path, it pulls a, or you can define a path, shall we say. So let's close, oh no. Close this, open up, well, here, go to this code. Might as well just keep it completely separate from my other stuff, just so I don't get super duper confused. Git clone. Ah, did I not copy it? Git clone. There's your applier. It's a very small file. Virtual Puppet project, Godot module applier. So there's your applier. It's a Python script. How beautiful. Turn on Python whatevers. I don't know why Jupyter notebooks are always around. So let me see. So Godot path is nothing unless we actually set it. If Godot path is empty, empty, len. Something like that. Here, we can grab your Godot path from your args. Something like that. Or actually, can't I do... hold on. Hold on. My brain, it doesn't work anymore. Python apply. Okay, hold on. Before we start running all this stuff, should note that the Python script that is here is actually extraordinarily simple. Yeah, it only uses built-in modules, which is nice. If only because like the built-in argparse module is really, really easy to use. So let me see. Godot directory. Hold on. How does this work? So print args. Why not? So then Python applier.py. So Godot directory is nothing. Oh, because it'll always be there. That's right. That's right. That's one of those things that's like totally changed. Okay, so we can depend on this always being here because it has a default value. That's right, that's right. So Godot path is equal to args. Because that value is serviced by, yeah, this directory util. Godot path, Godot directory, that's fine. Let's actually call this Godot directory, why not? That's fine. Guaranteed to be set because Yeah, so basically current directory is always used as the default value. There we go. There's your Godot path. It'll be used eventually via this static function. Kind of a quirk of how Python works, which is why I hate Python, but it's also my favorite language. Like, I hate Python, but also it's pretty sick. Yeah, so I use... Oh, look at that. Godot directory. I guess I'm dumb. Turns out I had already figured that out. Okay, well, I guess we'll just undo. Just keep undoing me. Where were we at before? Okay. So we don't need this. Really all you need is so args, so arg parse dot namespace, because that's what you can be passing in. Right, so wherever we're using get Godot directory, which so we only use it in like 3 places. So just, why not? Just pass it in every single time, args. Pretty easy. This one we can also guarantee that there will be a value. Then the last one here. Execute script helper. Or execute helper script path. Oh, this will actually explode, huh? It's a dangerous way of executing a module's helper script. What do I use func name for? Oh, I do use a func name. Do any of my scripts use a, or do any of my modules have a helper? Something like that. Oh, no. I feel like some of my scripts actually do use a helper function, but I am blanking on which one of them it could be. Like, that sounds like something I would do. Is it Ruby GD? Do you have a... No. Is it... I swear there's one of these. Spouts? Maybe not. What's the helper script supposed to be called? Helper script.py, phenomenal. How'd you come up with that one? Yeah, probably just run. That sounds like me. Yeah, so that'll probably work. I don't remember what I was even testing it with. So it's, where is it? It's here. Slap that in there. Godot root directory. Then we can just do this, right? So we can require args parse namespace. Should just require that this be passed in. Godot root directory. This will be dir util get Godot directory and then pass in the args, which means I hear and execute helper scripts. Always have access to args. That's fine. Oh, that's probably okay. It's a bit weird for sure. So we just run this again, right? Don't press apply. Press help. Debug. What is it? GD. Unrecognized arguments. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's probably okay. Change how change helper scripts func make Godot directory method more reliable. So we'll push that there, and we can always kind of cherry pick back certain commits. It's not a huge problem. So then here's your module file. I think that looks right to me. So you have your Godot patches, standard out, standard intercept, Godot toml, Godot module, and then the VPupper Godot modules. So we can even look at these, how fancy. There's really only one right now, which is the interpolation helper. And then also for my own custom suite of modules, there's really only one right now as well. Okay. I think that's fine. Open up the Godot builds, and we'll continue. And actually, for Windows, we'll just do the same steps for the most part. I know in Ansible it's possible to loop. I don't think in... I would need to read up on how GitHub Action works and see if it's possible to loop. Because I don't know, just run on Windows and also run on Ubuntu. Just do the same thing, right? Because most of this module stuff is extremely cross-platform, right? Even the toml library that I have just kind of randomly built into Godot is also cross-platform. Because it's a header-only library that also, you know, built-in supports for whatever's. Built-in cross-platform support, that's the word. I had to think about it. All right, here, you gotta think, uses this thing. I need to figure out how the heck this works. How do I get this to use the Docker file? I still don't really understand how this is applied. Like I would like to use it for sure. But where is the Docker file being pulled from? Like where does the Docker file come into play? Right, because it runs on Ubuntu latest. That's the Docker thingy. Uses, oh, it is uses like, oh, that's the Docker file. Okay, so here's our Docker file. It's beautiful. Give me Docker file help, por favor. What is... That's probably it, yeah. Makes it easy to create, manage, and debug containerized applications. Yeah, maybe. Is that what people use? I don't actually need to like run it immediately. Well, I need to disable it and then enable it for the workspace, but don't actually run it, please. There is your Docker file. It's beautiful. Okay. And then from... What's Linux downloader? Croconut. Linux downloader. Maybe I can reuse that. Doesn't appear to be a thing. Godot images. Eh? Eh? Croconut. How does this work? How does this work? GitHub. I don't really know. Because this isn't what like a regular image. This is not really what a normal one of these looks like. Maybe this is on Docker Hub. Docker. Is it on Key? Probably not. Where does this come from? Do all of these actions use your custom? No, they don't. It's kind of cool, actually. Not really, but close enough. Maybe I don't actually need a Docker file. Maybe I can just run something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can just run. Yeah, okay. There we go. That's so easy. Right, because all I need to do, I don't need to do any Docker stuff. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have like a bash script that can do some stuff for me, but I don't know. Let me see. GitHub Actions. GitHub, well, workflow, Docker file. Yeah. Creating a Docker container action. Yes. Using a local Docker file and a GitHub action. I like to set up a GitHub action to build my project and then run tests locally. As I use a dev container, I have a Docker file and write a GitHub action to build the project in every push. Sure. Container key is designed for running publicly available Dockerized actions. It's available under job. Steps key, you do not need it to accomplish a task. GitHub runners have an extensive list of software installed already, including Docker and Docker Compose. You can easily run the same commands you run locally in your GitHub workflow. Sure. Well, I don't really need to build anything. Oh, I guess since we're already... hold on. How does Godot do it? I mean, clearly you must be running in a container, right? No? Is that not how they do it? So Godot build. Are you not using a container? Using composite. I don't know what that means. Runs. Steps. env. Using composite. What does that mean? So it does set up all of this stuff. I am 90% sure I know how to do this on Linux. it's the Windows build that's kind of freaking me out. Because you do need to have a certain subset of things available, which is why I'm a bit worried. Which is why I would prefer to do this in a Docker. Oh, I guess at this point it doesn't matter, right? Let me just... before we uninstall, let's do a little bit more research. I'm not sure. Multi-builder. Godot tester. Docker hub. Can I just look for Croconut? Croconut. Oh, yeah, there we go. All I had to do was go straight to the source. Who knew it was that easy? All right, let's look at your Docker file. Linux downloader. What the heck is this? I don't really want to pull it. Where does this come from? Okay, add file. Index targets? What does that mean? I'm not familiar. Oh no. Kind of a strange sequence of image layers, huh? I guess that's fine. Yeah. We don't really need this stuff. Yeah, I guess I don't need a Docker file at all. Yeah, don't build the image, please. I hate using Docker on Windows. Just uninstall. But if we can run this all on just... we can just run this directly on the machine. On whatever GitHub's runner is, I guess it's fine. All right, so I see that you have some direct actions I can kind of futz with. Yeah, so run. This should probably be fine. So this is like build, I suppose. Run. I just like how multi-line strings work in YAML. So this will be in shell. So GitHub workflow, command line programs using the operating system shell. If you do not provide a name, the step name will default to the text blah blah. Run using non-login shells by default. You can choose a different shell, blah blah. Yeah, sure. Workflow syntax, yeah. Give me run. 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 No run? Run. Any run? Default run. No, just give me like regular run, please. Steps, run, yes. Okay, so runs command line programs using the operating system shell. If you do not provide a name, the step name will default to the text specified in the run command. Commands run using non-login shells. By default, you can choose a different shell and customize the shell used to run commands. For more info, see jobs, blah, blah. Each run keyword represents a new process and shell in the runner environment. When you provide multi-line commands, each line runs in the same shell. For example, single line command, npm install, don't need it. Multi-line command, blah, blah. Use the working directory keyword. You can specify the working directory or where to run the command. That's right. That's what we want to do. So, should be fine. How do I specify like dependencies? Like, do these already have Python 3 installed? I might not. I think Ubuntu 18 still has Python and Python 2, so that should be okay. So Python. Actually, we don't want to run Python 3. Actually, you totally could. Python 3, insert, applier, path. And I believe Yeah, that should be fine. It's called applier.py. Godot directory. Godot path. Apply. Oh, and then I need to pass in the... Oh, I see. I guess we could just clone it into, well, okay, that means I see my mistake. I need to actually provide a path. Hold on. I'm confusing myself. I'm floundering. I've been dropped into a room where I don't know anybody. I'm freaking out. I've done this before though. Just need to feel my way around. I know there's a flag I can pass here. So apply modules file applier path modules file.text, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, should be okay. And that's the single run, right? That's the only run you need to do. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll send it. Seems okay to me. This is the wrong thing. Is there anything else I need to... I really should be saving it, so let's do that really quickly. And then I know that you're able to remove releases if you want. So upload artifacts. So how do you do an upload artifact? Upload artifact. Oh, it's right here. So how do you do it? I don't know what composite means. Actions, upload artifacts. Okay, well there we go. Just kind of slap it in here. And I guess that's why Godot actually does them in separate actions and workflows, is that that's how you do like repeatable modules. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I guess that's how you have to do it. Because YAML isn't a real build system. I don't know why people keep moving to YAML. YAML's for configuration, but then you're doing all these kind of fancy, you know, like imports, run logic, etc. What a pain. All right, so GitHub, where is it? GitHub actions upload artifact. Yeah. So which tag are you even on? Okay, so it's on V3, so that's fine. What do you got? Uses actions upload artifact at V3. That's fine. Upload an individual file. Path to artifact. Okay. Thinking. How does Godot do it? How does Godot do it? Input name, input path, name, path, and then retention I see is also configurable. Okay, so name, this will be What did I name the binaries under my own account? I gotta... Godot. Or Godot. I named these. So this one should be called Linux binary. Call this Linux binary editor, sure. So Godot v3x stable Linux x11 editor 64 zip. Just what a abomination of a name. And then the path should be Godot repo bin. And then how does Godot know which one to upload? Like they must pass it, right? So they have a cache name. Okay, sure. Yeah, what? Where's the cache? Where did you define your own cache? That's wild. I have no idea. All right. So what does Godot give me when I look at it here? So ls home dev Godot bin. So these are Godot, probably X11. Be like Godot X11 opt tools 64. That's probably what it's called. I'm just kind of guessing, and then I'll hope that this will give me an error later. That would be pretty sick. So upload artifacts. Where does this push it? Uploading without an artifact name. Probably shouldn't do that. Uploading to the same artifact. It's a file share. Yeah. Okay. Matrix. Okay. Strategy. Where do they define their matrix? Oh, okay. Right here. Phenomenal. I don't really know where they're getting the rest. Like, where's oh, there it is, target. Okay. Sure, okay. That makes sense. I just need to read. Artifacts are retained for 90 days by default. You can specify a shorter retention period using the retention days inputs. Can I retain them for longer? Artifact and log retention policy. You can configure the artifact and log retention period for your repository, organization, or enterprise accounts. By default, the artifacts and log files generated by the workflows are retained for 90 days before they are automatically deleted. You can adjust the retention period depending on the type of repository. For local repositories, you can change the retention period to anywhere between 1 and 90 days. For private repositories, you can change the retention period to anywhere between 1 or 400 days. When you customize the retention period, it only applies to new artifacts and log files and does not retroactively apply to existing objects. For managed repositories within organizations, the maximum retention period cannot exceed the limit set by the managing organization or enterprise. For more information, blah, blah, blah. Only 90 days? 3 months? I guess that's okay because this is just like a manual build step anyways. I think that is slightly concerning. But also, like, you don't want to like force a rebuild of we'll see if it becomes a problem, I guess. We could just, on every single build of VPupper, rebuild Godot. Did you read the side effects of medicines on ads? What? I'm trying to. That's like a word salad. What do you mean? Read the side effect of medicines on ads. Like ads, like advertisements, or aim down scope, or what? That's super fast reading. Oh, medicine on ads? Is that a joke? Is this a joke? And I've been whooshed. I do have like a prodigious reading rate. Like the rate that I read out loud is actually a lot slower than I read in, I guess, silently. Like how they do on ads, at the end of the ad they mention side effects, and oh, I did get whooshed. I'm sorry. I can read faster if you want. If I practice, I can read really, really fast. You know? If you experience pleasure for more than 4 hours, please contact your doctor. I actually don't remember the Viagra. I haven't seen the Viagra ad for a long, long time. I remember that I used to be able to recite it almost perfectly. Even though I'm pretty sure like the actual ad read, when they're talking about the side effects, it's a person talking at a normal pace and they just speed it up. But just imagine though, if they were actually talking that fast. Sorry, I'm too mind flooded to get the joke. I apologize. Oh, did I just add? I added the wrong thing. Git remove cached. I don't know. Whatever. All right, so let's rename this. This is just like all builds, really. Might make more sense to split this up, but whatever. It's fine. Git commit add Linux build workflow. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. I've never really written my own workflow before, so it's also a public repository, so I kind of doubt. Oh, can you do this visually? Is this how it works? Oh, absolutely not. No. Oh yeah, no. I think you would want to run this manually. Run workflow. Sure, send me. Yeah. If you want to hear me do a book reading, I could totally do that. Though the way I read though, like silently, is like I read the sentence. And by read the sentence, I mean like I read like every other word subconsciously. I don't really look at anything. So oftentimes when I'm reading like a paragraph, I'll read the entire paragraph twice. If only because I didn't actually read every single word in it. So I'll read it once, kind of decide at the end of it, did I get the gist of that? If I didn't, read the paragraph again. And then kind of train yourself to look at different words. Although I'm not sure if that's something that kind of stems from how I program. Oh no. Invalid repository. Godot repo. Hey? Did it not insert? Oh, is this not how you do it? I thought this is how you insert env stuff, but maybe you actually just need to do it. Oh, I see. This is like Jinja 2 templating. That's dumb. Okay, sure. And then Jinja 2 templates, you need to remember to put. Hey, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Don't get mad. This is a very common problem I have to deal with at work, which is why I'm very annoyed by it. Yeah. My reading style for regular English text is pretty similar to my reading style for programming stuff. That I almost never read the entire program. I usually just kind of trust myself to, you know, just kind of feel if it feels right. Does it look right? Does the structure look right? Is all the punctuation, aka syntax, in the right place? You know, it's hard to say. You never know. I mean, you do know after a while. Which is why I hate Jinja 2 templating, is because you can see here that they're actually on the official Godot workflow. I think in Ansible, in OpenShift, and OpenStack, this is an invalid template because you need to put spaces between the thing. I think, or at least they'll catch in most linters. And it goes like the same for anybody who programs and just decides not to use a linter, or just like, oh, you know what? We'll just do my own naming convention because we're special. Please don't. You're killing me. It means I can't use my muscle memory to read your code. So let's see. Fix variable insertion, something like that. Push me. Upload artifact. I think we're good. Let's Godot. Where am I Godot? Did I close the window? Am I dumb? No, I'm not dumb. All right, send me again. Run workflow. Oh, good. Startup failure. Invalid workflow file. Where? How? Oh, it's env. Okay, sorry. So the reason why I'm not putting, I'm trying to use variables here is because I have the Windows build in the same file. Because there's not really a great reason to split them up, because they do pull from the same repositories, right? Like there's no OS specific stuff that I'm doing here. Git commits am fix up git rebase interactive head to fix up. That's not how you spell fix up. Git push force, and then we'll send it. Actions, Godot builds, run me one more time. Yeah, so these builds are all completely manual, which is the plan, right? So I don't need to actually have this stuff available on my machine. It's the problem of having a project that you're trying to do cross-platform. No. You know what? This actually almost worked. This almost worked, which is hilarious. Repository nothing does not exist. That's probably okay, actually. That's probably okay. Why did I keep closing all the things I shouldn't be closing? Okay. Module applier at line 379? 79? Well, no, 319. Okay, sure. Main. Okay. 315. Sure. 230. Copy directories. Where? Line 79? Oh. Type error. Copy tree got an unexpected keyword argument. Directories exist. Okay, maybe I can just use... What are the other Ubuntu versions available? I can use 20. That'll probably be fine. I don't know. Seems about right to me. Fix up. Rebase. Ooh. Git push force, and we can try this again. Maybe this is a somewhat recent addition to the argparse. We're not even argparse. This is just whatever utility I'm using. I don't even remember. sh util. All right, so at least we didn't immediately explode. That's good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my drink while we wait for it to build. Oh baby, he's done it. Let's go. Ah! Oh, because we didn't build anything. I'm stupid. Hello, I'm back. All right, so like I think the sad fact of the matter is that this is actually pretty close to what my day job is. So you run something that's impossible to test locally. Well, I mean, it is possible to test locally, but here I don't really feel like running it on a Linux host. Oh, you know what? No, this should have worked, huh? Oh, right. No, I see. I did the copy part. I then proceeded to not do the correct whatevers. All right, so then we can cd. I copied it and then proceeded to just leave it there without building, which is fine. Not really. Oh, I think we do need to install prerequisites. So I think it's only scons. So cd env Godot path scons platform x11 targets release debug tools, yes, and then just kind of leave it at that. Okay, that's actually not what I want to do at all. What I should be using is the build scripts that I have defined here, and then we'll just pull those automatically. All right, so that's not so hard. Let's do that. Build scripts ref. It should always define the ref, in my opinion. Then the Okay. So hold on. This is checkout build scripts. Checkout at version 3. Not using version 2 because we are barely referencing existing code. Only because they don't really apply to me for whatever reason. So there we go. Repository ref env build. Please build scripts ref. Build env build scripts path. Okay. So here we'll do that. And we can also just do copy everything from env build scripts path star. Well, build star slash star, why not? Just in case. To env Godot path. Then we'll cd into the Godot path and then run the, I don't know, man. Build editor, why not? Build editor, that might blow up. Could explode, you never know. Install dependencies, I suppose. So I'm assuming that it already has like build essential on, and that's pretty much all you need for Ubuntu, right? So Godot compiling, sure. Yeah, and then for X11, which is Linux and BSD, we're doing it on Ubuntu. You know what? We need all of these, okay. So is this running as root? I don't remember. It might be running as root. We'll just send it anyways. So, yeah, I guess we can assume it's not running as root, or we don't need to run as root. We'll see if this command fails. And then we'll do pip3. Well, no, we don't need to do any pip3 stuff. Yeah, that's it. Yasm. No, I don't really know what Yasm does. Suppose I should look it up. What is Yasm? Yasm for WebM SIMD optimizations. Okay, cool. WebM is web movie. I don't really use that. Seems kind of weird. Fix up, rebase me. I think in terms of actual Git workflow, this is a bad workflow to be following, but it's okay. I don't know what I'm doing anyways. All right, build no, actions. These aren't Windows builds at all, actually. We should probably call this like all builds. Like all builds, right? Hold on. Rebase me. And then push force. Where am I at? Right here. These are all builds, run workflow, send me. All right. I desire to look at it. Please. So I know that checking out Godot works. I need to figure out how to like cache a build. So at least this is a bit faster since I could just tag it to something. Install dependencies failed. The log was not found and okay, hold on. App does not have could not open lock file. Permission, I need to sudo this? Why? Okay, sure. Interesting. I don't think that's gonna work though. And why not? We can sudo apt-get as well. Since apt-get I think does have a stable CLI interface, maybe? I know that if you are a normal user, right, you should be using apt, not apt-get. I think apt-get is mostly just for scripts. Not ultra familiar with the differences. All right, one more time, run me. Send me. And I suppose I could just set up like some sort of cron job runner that kind of hits this API maybe like every 2.5 months. So we can kick off a build, kick off a job, so that we always have like up-to-date builds of whatever I'm using. Although if I wanted to do that, I really should be... Oh, it's working. I really should, what's it called? Tag it to a specific SHA or a specific commit, right? All right, so it's working maybe. Look at it go. Ooh, let's go. Ooh, let's go. No! Build failed. Build editor, come on. Really? Really? All right, so we can commod it, I guess. We can commod plus X build editor. That's fine. Did I not? I might not have. Oh, you know what? It's because I edit these scripts on Windows, and then Windows doesn't actually send the correct file bits, or it doesn't add the correct file bits when you commit a file. Okay, so we can just do that. That's fine. It's fine. All right, push force. All right, then once more with feeling. I think we're getting pretty close. It seems to be working, kind of. And then I just need to figure out how PowerShell works, and then we're off to the races. What are the compile steps for Windows again? I thought Windows is pretty easy. Yeah. Yeah, it's really just Python scons, I guess. And then it should just work. Assuming it's like a normal Windows development environment. Oh, is this pulling from Azure? It is pulling from Azure. What the heck? Oh, because this is GitHub's owned by Microsoft. I was supposed to say GitHub is owned by Windows. It's not right. It's pretty close, but error. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I see. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Did I not check out 3.5? Woo? I think I should kill this. This is wrong. All right, kill it, stop it, cancel it. But let me see the logs. Oh, come on. No, I'm pretty sure that this pulled the wrong version of Godot. Yeah, I'm almost 90% sure that this is the wrong version of Godot. Yeah, this is the wrong version for sure. No, this is the right version. Huh? This is Godot 3.5. But then the build was wrong, right? Because I can see here, as construct, no such file or directory. Wait. No, these also exist in the master branch, or at least maybe not. Hold on. thinking. I'm thinking. Platform. So a master platform JavaScript detect.py. That's there in master, and then in 3.5. No, that, yeah. Okay, so this is just confused in how to. Oh, I see. Wait, no. Something doesn't seem right here. I'm just gonna be real here. Something that doesn't seem right. So these errors don't make a lot of sense, because that implies that we're in the wrong directory. Or is it because of... Not the build script, but it's the module applier that's possibly screwing up. I could. Something that would be easier is just to move the applier in the modules file .text file into the Godot directory and then just run everything in the same directory. Because I think I've messed something up. I'm pretty sure that this is just... this function is extremely cursed. It's almost certainly extremely cursed. Oh yeah, it's almost... get util. I think it is cursed. It's almost certainly cursed. Yeah. You know what? We can change this. We can change this to be... So copy... applier path. I mean, this is definitely not as nice as whatever I was doing, but I just want it to work. Godot path. Flyer.py. Yeah, so copy it there, and then here, all we need to do afterwards is like cd into the appropriate directory, right? So don't pass the Godot directory so that it will just use the correct one, I suppose. And then there are a few built-in variables. I did see that somewhere. What are the built-ins? GitHub Actions. Move the... Yeah, you can go here. What are the built-in envs or env variables? Ha ha ha. Environment variables, yes. GitHub. Yeah. What are the GitHub ones? I don't know. Please give me an example. I hate reading documentation like this. It's too much text. I'm getting mind flooded. What the heck is a composite action? Oh, only supporting composite actions. I saw that on the Godot one as well. All right, for now, we can do this. Do all the copies first. Do this. We don't need this anymore. Something like that, right? I guess that's a bit better anyway. So we do all the copying, we move into the Godot root directory. Then we run the applier file. Oh, we do need to copy the modules file.txt to here. This will just work now, I guess. It's simpler, for sure. I mean, that's kind of the point of a lot of this, is to simplify things for myself, because no one else wants to maintain it. So if this is why you should never let me maintain anything. It's because I always try to simplify things. I make things as dumb as possible. Make things as idiot-proof as possible, basically. Because I know me. And if I know me, I know that I'm going to screw something up because I just forgot. I just forgot how something works. That I'll remember, oh yeah, like 6 months ago I made this change and then told myself that I would go back and fix it, but I didn't. All right, now let's watch the build. This is my favorite part. This is like almost literally what I do at work. Just watch it go. Make a few changes, walk away, get a snack. It's a pretty good gig, honestly, but it's also just like you feel your soul like slowly sapping away because it's come on. Okay, I saw it. No such thing or directory. All right, so Python 3, cat ohang. Why? Oh, I copied it. That's right. Sorry, I'm now eating some. It's not beef jerky. Kind of over beef jerky, but it's like smoked. I think it's beef. I'm not actually sure. What are these? Are these beef or are these pork? Oh, it's pork. Smoked pork sausages. In the same vein as beef jerky. But I think they're actually cheaper than beef jerky because it's pork. Which is kind of weird if you think about it. But I suppose because it's a sausage, it's just like entrails and whatnot. Doesn't really bother me though. Because I have definitely eaten some very suspect things in my life. Like I remember when I was in Hong Kong, we had like just like offal soup. Not offal soup, but offals. So it's like various beef parts. I remember talking to my dad about it. And I was like, I don't know if we should be eating this. Like, this just looks like it's expired. And by expired, I mean like it's black. Nothing wrong with like things being black, but like if you're putting something in your mouth that should just be like, you know, boiled and it's black, I think you got I think you got big problems. Anyways, we ate it and I just, you know, I was still fine. My dad was not though. My dad and my brothers were not. Got that iron stomach. Let's go, I think. Let's go. He's doing it. Oh, baby. Now we get to sit here and just watch it compile. My favorite. I think it'll work, and then I just want to see what happens when we get to the upload artifact part. Like, does it zip it for me? You know what? I also thought on 3x. Oh, you know what? No. Yeah, no, yes. On scons, or on the S construct for Godot, for 3.5, it should be using the max amount of threads that are allocated for you. Right? No? Maybe? Let me check. 3.5. S construct. I don't know what I'm looking for, actually. I don't remember what it's called. So, there's your time. It doesn't matter. We're still yellow. Could be pretty good. I mean, it's going at a pretty good clip, so I'm assuming it's using the max threads possible. Also, that's kind of neat. Look at that. Linux BSD. So apparently this should just work on OpenBSD. I've never gotten Godot to compile on OpenBSD though. I think I have compiled it once on FreeBSD, but I don't usually run any FreeBSD machines. I really should though. Yeah. So get num jobs, blah, blah. Yeah. Override it using the... Yeah, actually, doesn't this give me the log? Okay, so it didn't give me any args. That's fine. Okay. I think we're fine. I mean, we're running on the appropriate scons version as well. We might not have a compilation DB, but whatever. Looks pretty good though. Right, because once we get past the apply modules step, it's pretty easy. Easy breezy. I mean, I'm still waiting for us to get past the TOML GD step as well. That's the only other step that could be a bit suspect. So we'll see. What is OIDN? Because I see that has a JIT thing attached to it. I'm looking at the wrong file, by the way. Maybe 3.5 doesn't use the max amount of threads you can use. Or max amount of threads -1. Oh, no, it does. Yeah, okay. What is OIGN? I saw that. No. Third party OIDN. Am I misreading that? OIDN. Am I crazy? Is this on master? This shouldn't be. Okay. OID. Eh? What's this compiling? Oh, a third party. I'm looking at modules. I know how to read. Open image denoise third party library. What is open image denoise? Kind of a deficient commit message. Okay, so this is like an Intel thing. What does it do? Release 143 of Intel Open Image Denoise. For changes and new features, see the changelog. Visit openimagedenoise.org for more information. Intel Open Image Denoise, an open source library of high performance, high quality denoising filter for images rendered with ray tracing. Intel Image Denoise is part of the Intel One API rendering toolkit and is released under the permissive Apache 2 license. The purpose of Intel Image Denoise is to provide an open, high quality, efficient, easy to use denoising library Oxford, comma, that allows one to significantly reduce rendering times of ray tracing based rendering applications. It filters out the Monte Carlo noise inherent to stochastic ray tracing methods like path tracing, reducing the amount of necessary samples per pixels by even multiple orders of magnitude depending on the desired closeness to the ground. That's a extraneous comma. We're still going. I'm just going to read this. A simple but flexible C++ API ensures that the library can be easily integrated into most existing or new rendering solutions. At the heart of the Intel Open Image Denoising Library is a collection of efficient deep learning based hyphen filters, which were trained to handle a wide range of samples per pixel from one SPP to almost converged. That's an incomplete sentence. Thus, it is suitable for both it's a hanging sentence. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's a real sentence. It just feels a bit awkward. Thus, comma, it is suitable for both preview and final frame rendering. The filters can denoise images either using only the noisy color beauty buffer, or to preserve as much detail as possible, it can optionally utilize auxiliary feature buffers as well. Such buffers are supported by most renderers as arbitrary output variables, or can be usually implemented with little effort. Although the library ships with the set of pre-trained filter models is not mandatory to use these to optimize a filter for a specific render, sample count, content type, scene, etc. It is possible to train the model using the included training toolkit and user-provided image datasets. Intel Open Image Denoise supports Intel copyright 64 architecture compatible with CPUs and Apple Silicon. Runs on anything from laptops to workstations to compute nodes and HPC systems. It is efficient enough to be suitable not only for offline rendering, but depending on the hardware used, also for interactive ray tracing. All right, where are we? GD script, please. Interpolation helper. Yeah, let's go. We made it past. So as long as we can get past my code, I'm pretty happy. Did we get past TOML? Or is this compiling them in order? That would be very unfortunate. I think this is pretty close to compiling things in order. Sure. Look at that. This actually takes a pretty stupid amount of time. Yeah. I think this is something that I really shouldn't be just watching, but I'm going to watch it the first time. It's always exciting. As long as it works once, you don't really need to think about it anymore, right? You can just assume that any other builds... If it's unstable, you can just blame it on your build environment. That's what I always do anyways. Wow. There we go. Opus. That's one of the modules I use. I based most of my custom modules also off of. Or was it Opus or was it OGG? It was OGG Opus. Forget. It sounds about right though. Is a bone in the sausage? How annoying. Please, this actually takes forever. I'm pretty... I wonder what the initial system resources are. I'm assuming if you like buy the enterprise plan, you get a bigger CPU. Okay. Okay. I see. Okay, that makes sense. It's compiling it single threaded. Because it's only 2 cores. I don't remember ever seeing that on my own stuff, but it should be fine. So that explains why this is just horribly slow. That's fine. But something that's kind of cool. Look at that. 2 cores, 7 gigs of RAM. That's actually not too bad. And then for a Mac OS virtual machine, which is it an actual virtual machine, or is it like do they have like a lot of like do they have like a Mac mini cluster, and then they just kind of schedule out jobs to each one of those? That's what I'm thinking they do. Sounds about right to me. Okay. Oh, latest is stable. I should be using latest, huh? Interesting. What's runner images? Should still be fine, I think. Look at it go. Look at it go. I mean, that's really all like this stream was for, honestly. I guess we can change this to Ubuntu latest, because this is the latest stable version, which makes sense. And then the Windows one should be like Windows latest. We can copy over most of this. I wonder if it's possible for a Windows build to, instead of run using like PowerShell or whatnot, to use instead git bash. That would be ideal. Yeah, okay. It's ignoring the pragma, but that's fine. Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable using bash as opposed to PowerShell. If I had my choice, I would just do everything as like a Python script though. Okay, well, I think we successfully made it past most of this stuff. That's not so bad. It's not so bad. Look at that. Oh, baby. Finished linking. Now we're just going through the other stuff. Anything else? Deployments. I don't really need to do anything here. Persisting workflow data using artifacts. Artifacts allow you to persist data after the job is complete and share that data with another job in the same workflow. An artifact is a file collection of files produced during a workflow run. For example, you can use artifacts to save your build and test output after a workflow run is ended. All actions workflow called within a run have write access to that run's artifacts. By default, GitHub stores build logs and artifacts for 90 days, and the retention period can be customized for more information. See blah blah blah. Retention period for a pull request restarts every time someone pushes a new commit to the pull request. These are some of the common artifacts you can upload. Log files, nope. Test results, nope. Binary compressed files, yes. Stress test performed, nope. So I really only need binary compressed files. Storing artifacts uses storage space on GitHub. GitHub Action usage is free for both public repositories and self-hosted runners. Private repositories, each GitHub account reserves a certain amount of free minutes in storage depending on the product used with the account. Any user beyond the included amounts is controlled by spending limits. For more information to use. Okay. Well, these are public repositories, so I should be fine, I think. During a workflow run, you can view an artifact's name and size in the UI. When an artifact is downloaded using the GitHub UI, all our files that were individually uploaded as part of an artifact get zipped together into a single file. That means billing is calculated based off the size of the uploaded artifact and not the size of the zip file. Okay. Share data between jobs. Uploading files, get the upload file name and upload the data before the job ends. Download files, you can only download advertised or uploaded during the same workflow run. When you download a file, you can reference it by name. The steps of a job share the same environment on the runner machine, but run in their own individual processes. To pass data between steps in a job, you can use inputs and outputs. For more information about inputs and outputs, nope. Actually, that sounds useful. Data syntax, blah blah blah. Requires a metadata file, name, author, optional, required, description, inputs. Maybe I should do that. We're still going? Compiling the editor now. Metadata. Actually, I've already looked at this. What am I? Did I look at this? No, I didn't. Docker file support, I did look at. I remember that. On steps. What is composite? Please. I've seen this before. I don't know what this means. Runs for composite actions. Configures the path to the composite action. What does that mean? Optional outputs use the same parameters as output. Description. What? What the heck is a composite? Necesito ayudar. Basic components to create and use a package composite action to focus this guide on the components needed to package the action. The functionality of actions code is minimal. The action prints hello world and then goodbye, or if you provide a custom name, prints hello who degree and then goodbye. The action also maps a random number to the random number output variable and runs a script called goodbye.sh. Once you complete this project, you should understand how to build your own composite action. Test it in a workflow. There's a warning, blah, blah, blah. Create a repository. Create a new file called goodbye.sh. Echo, commodits, push it, and then your action metadata file. Still compiling the editor. I think honestly, once this finishes, it's pretty easy to just map it back to whatever I was doing on. Well, map whatever I was doing here, right? Because this is the complicated part. But it's not actually that complicated. Actually, it's done in the most brute force way possible, really. So mapping it back to Windows, like PowerShell, shouldn't be too bad. All right. The Hello World Composite Action Repository. Create a new file called Action YAML and add the following example code. For more information on the syntax, see runs for composite actions. Blah blah. Who to greet? Sure. Random number. Sure. Using composites. So what does this mean? Should I be using composite? That almost feels like I should be using a composite thing. What's the difference? What is a composite action? I still don't understand what is a composite action. It still has not been. What is it? Well, okay. Let's just Google it. GitHub Actions. GitHub. All right. What is GitHub composite action? Yes. I hate Dev2. It's like extraordinarily low quality articles. And most of them, it's like clickbait, but like not on a big website, except now they're on my, I'm aware, Dev2 super low quality articles. Most of it is just copy and pasted from Stack Overflow. Which is fine, I guess. Just don't try to sell yourself as an expert. Composite action. The composite action is one of the 3 different types of custom GitHub actions that we created: composite, JavaScript, and Docker. The main difference is that composite actions action YAML runs property contains a list of steps to run as opposed to a program to execute. Huh? Isn't that what I'm doing? Is this not a composite action? Yeah. Oh, I see. It's so you can stitch together actions. This is a workflow. I think. So that means that if you want to import an action, you need to make it a composite action because a composite is something that composes something else. I guess I don't really have the words to describe it, but it makes sense, I think. All right, we're getting close to the end of it, because usually editor translations are near the end of compilation. It was getting pretty close, I suppose. I don't know. Close enough. We'll just look at Discord. Pull this off so you can't see it. Wow. And then my bot totally lied. Actually, my bot didn't really lie because it does wait 3 hours before pinging people again. I probably should turn that up, huh? I accept full responsibility for the jankness of my bot. But I do need time at some point to update it. Okay, where are we? Just the editor plugins? I think the Windows one, pretty easy. We just need to install scones, and that's the only prereq. X11, I think I'm golden on. We just need to get to the upload artifact part, and then I need to see what, like, Godot, the mainline Godot repository is doing with their cache. Yeah, okay, so there we go. So you can define your own action, and then it's only in the action that you define that it's like a composite, right? So, yeah. Yeah. You can string together actions. You kind of flatten actions into one file. I think that's a good way of thinking about it. Build cache. Scones cache loan. Okay, so this loads the scones cache directory. Actions cache. Okay, that looks like something I should probably be looking into. So GitHub actions cache. So what does this do? What does this do? So cache dependencies build outputs in GitHub actions. Sure. You're using this inside a container. I guess I'm not really using this inside of a container, but it'd be kind of nice, maybe. Example workflow. So runs on blah steps, check out whatever. Cache primes, uses cache with prime numbers, key runner OS, yes, primes. If steps, oh, I see. It's one of those weird things. Like, this isn't even Python though. Now that's you're just checking for equality between like strings and a auto-injected variable. Interesting. Is there a Godot one or no? Maybe it's just C++. Maybe not even C++, huh? How does Godot do it? Is that why Godot has to, they have their own cache thing? Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to 100% have to reference the Godot implementation for a build cache, because it doesn't look like GitHub Actions has C++ support. Probably because like there's no such thing as like C++ support, right? C++ is just like, oh, do your own thing, figure it out. We're all adults, for better or worse. What's Node Lerna? What is Lerna? I've never heard of Lerna. Yeah, I'm familiar with Yarn. So Lerna uses Yarn? What is Lerna? Lerna is a fast modern build system for managing and publishing multiple JavaScript TypeScript packages from the same repository. Look at that. This project recently changed stewardship to Knurl. Knurl. I've never heard of Lerna. What the heck? Where are we in the build? Oh my god. These builds take forever. I wonder, what does Godot do for their actions? Or what are their... Is it possible for me to... Set up job, operating system, Ubuntu, latest. I wonder if it's because like I'm not there. If it's because of the cache, that might be it. Might be because of the cache. So they're using like they're what's it called, like an incremental build, something like that. Whereas I'm doing a fresh build with no caching whatsoever, so everything is just raw recompiled. That could be it. That could be it. Yeah, I think that might make sense. Yeah, could be. Could be. I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for it. Might actually call it here. I'm getting kind of bored. I'm running out of things to talk about. Don't really want to just read things off of web pages anymore. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's fine. I would not be surprised if upload artifact just explodes, but at least we're able to build, and then I can just continue to poke at it every now and then. Yeah, but I think this is fairly informative for sure. I think it's fairly informative. So this is just the build script. We can poke it every now and then using the GitHub API to manually trigger 3 types. Actually, it'll be 6 types of builds, right? Because we need to build the Linux editor, the Linux release template. No, actually, 7 types of builds. Yeah, so we have 4 editor builds, right? Linux, Windows, and Mac, plus a headless build that I need for running the CI tests, and then 3 export templates that I need for actually redistributing the application. And so that's Linux, Windows, and Mac. And then I'm pretty sure the Mac builds are going to be a huge pain that I'm not really looking forward to. Actually, how does Godot do their Mac builds then? So they strip it, yep. They commod it, yep. No, that's it. I guess they just kind of upload them? Is that how that works? That seems kind of weird. Right, because that's not a valid build, right? You know what? That might be it. That might be that might just be how it is, unfortunately. And so if you want to pack it yourself, then you need to run a bit more code. I think I actually do have that logic already. I just need to pack it into a shell script and then, figure out the rest. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. But for sure, like, Mac builds are the biggest pain to do. because you need to pack them into a specific file format. Blah blah. Not very fun to do. I think it's only Mac and HTML5 where you need to pack something into a zip file basically. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully I'll be like on actual development work instead of kind of like janitorial tasks like this. But because I'm basically like a one-man development team, and then there's, I guess, other people that are contributing things of some usefulness. I was gonna say questionable, but we'll say some instead, because they're not really alleviating any workloads. They're mostly just adding to my workload, which is not super appreciated. But yeah, it means that I have to spend time trying to figure out why this is not working. Such a pain, such a pain. The more time I have to spend fixing things, the less time I have to do, or that I have to spend to, it's not fixing things, but it's the infrastructure part, which is also very important. This is kind of like the DevOps part. I mean, actually, this is almost exactly the DevOps part, right? Doesn't directly contribute to, features or whatnot, but on the same token, it does make life easier for developers, so I don't need to, go across to all sorts of different computers just to compile, blah, blah. And actually, the computer that I've been using to compile the export templates for Linux anyways, those are, it's a Pop! OS 2204 distro, so it's a bit too new, which means that if you're running a slightly older system, whatever I compile on that machine will not work for you, which is a pain. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Here's my GitHub if my bot is still working. I think it is. Yeah, no, bot's broken, so that's fine. It happens every now and then. There you go. Repo. There's a Discord somewhere. You can find it in my profile. Anyways, I'm going to bounce. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, not enough for a raid, so whatever. Goodbye.